Once upon a time in Alphabet Middle, where every hill whispered a letter and every breeze carried a rhyme, lived a curious girl named Ava. She loved one letter more than any other, the letter A. One sunny morning, Ava zipped up her green backpack, waved goodbye to her sleepy cat, and skipped toward the alphabet archway. Perched on her shoulder was her chatty friend, Archie the parrot. "Ready for our adventure?" Ava asked. "Absolutely," Archie squawked. "Let's answer some riddles along the way." As they stepped through the archway, the grass shimmered, and giant apples floated down from the sky. "Here comes our first riddle," Archie declared. "I'm red and round and fall from a tree. Start with a, and tasty I'll be. What am I?" Ava giggled. "An apple." The apple tree beside them shook and opened a hidden door. Ava and Archie stepped inside a glowing tunnel filled with ants in tiny armor marching in rows. "They're ant knights," Ava whispered. The ant general stepped forward. "Only those who pass the test may proceed." Another riddle appeared on a scroll. "I crawl and I march. In a line I stay. I start with a and work every day." "Ant," Ava beamed. The ants clapped their tiny hands and parted, letting her pass. At the end of the tunnel stood a shiny accordion. Ava picked it up and played a silly tune. Archie danced. "I think we're getting close to something amazing," Ava said. As the sky turned amber, Ava spotted a glowing map shaped like the letter A. "That's our way to the next part of the adventure," Archie chirped. And off they went, map in hand, skipping through the arch of A's. Ava followed the glowing map past acorns, alligators, and rows of azaleas until they reached a castle shaped just like a capital A. At the entrance stood the Ant Queen. "Welcome, Ava," she said. "You have traveled far. One final riddle remains." She tapped her staff and a scroll floated down. "I'm more than good. I'm great. You see, I start with a, and you can be me. I shine so bright. I make days glow, say it now, and you may go." Ava thought hard. Archie fluttered near her ear. Then Ava shouted, "Amazing!" The castle doors opened. Inside was a sparkling scroll with the letter A shining in golden ink. "You've earned the title of Amazing Alphabet Explorer," said the Queen. Archie spun mid-air. "Ava, we did it!" As the sky faded to pink, the Ant Queen gave Ava a glowing acorn pendant. "Wear this, and you'll always find the right words," she smiled. Ava held it tight. She felt proud, brave, and ready for the next letter. The sky twinkled above them, and the sound of a distant accordion played their bedtime tune. And with that, Ava and Archie walked home under the stars, already dreaming of the letter B. Benny the bunny woke up one sunny morning with a bounce in his step and a brilliant idea. "I'm going on a balloon adventure," he said, tying his blue scarf tight. Outside his burrow sat a magical big blue balloon. It had appeared overnight with a golden letter B on its side. As soon as Benny touched it, the balloon floated up and gently tugged him forward. "Where are we going?" Benny giggled. The balloon led him to Butterfly Grove, where butterflies danced in the air. "Benny," whispered a butterfly, "to fly higher, you must find the 3 B places." Butterfly Grove, the Bridge of Bumbles, and the Bubble Brook. Benny nodded. Let's bounce to the next. At the Bridge of Bumbles, a swarm of fuzzy bees buzzed in his path. Halt, said the Bumble leader, a bee with a shiny helmet. To cross our bridge, answer this riddle. I'm round and blue and float with glee. Find me tied up high or flying free. I start with B and love the sky. What am I? Benny smiled. A balloon. The bees cheered and let him pass. Brilliant bunny, they buzzed. Next, the balloon floated Benny to the Bubble Brook, a magical stream filled with bubbly giggles and sparkly splashes. Benny laughed as bubbles bounced on his nose and ears. Suddenly, the balloon rose up and grew bigger, so big Benny could climb in. Ready, said the balloon, with a soft bowing. With a hop, Benny climbed aboard. Up, up, up they went past the clouds and over the trees. The balloon glowed bright blue, leaving behind sparkly letter BS in the sky. Back at home, Benny landed softly in his garden. The balloon gave one last bounce and popped into sparkles. From that day on, whenever Benny saw a balloon, he'd smile and say, B is for bravery, balloons, and a brilliant bunny adventure. In a quiet village nestled by a forest, lived Clover, a clever little kitten with a big sense of wonder. She loved exploring the world around her, especially things that started with her favorite letter, C. One morning, as the sun rose behind cotton candy clouds, Clover tiptoed into the enchanted forest, chasing sparkles that danced on the ground. Suddenly, she spotted something strange. It's shaped like a C. She meowed. Eyes wide. It was a vine-covered cave entrance. A shiny crystal above the cave glowed with gentle light. Riddle on a stone at the cave's entrance. I start with C. I sparkle and shine. You'll find me where light loves to dine. What am I? Clover thought hard. She tilted her head and purred. A crystal. The crystal above her glowed brighter and the cave door slowly opened. Inside the crystal cave, everything shimmered. Blue crystals lined the walls, and the soft sound of wind whispered like a lullaby. Clover walked carefully, her tiny bell jingling. At the center of the cave stood a wise old owl. Who enters the cave of courage? The owl asked. Clover, she said bravely. I want to learn something new. The owl smiled. Then you must solve the second riddle. Second riddle. I'm a word that begins with C. I help you learn and help you see. I live in books and questions, till I grow each time you wonder what's true. Clover's tail flicked. That's curiosity. Correct, hooted the owl. And that is your gift. From the ceiling, a glowing crystal floated down into Clover's paws. It pulsed with warm light. This crystal, said the owl, will guide you on adventures where you learn, help others, and always stay curious, Clover purred. She knew this was only the beginning of many exciting journeys, and she would always carry the magic of the letter C in her heart. As she stepped out of the cave, the sky twinkled like a celebration, and Clover whispered, C is for courage, curiosity, and cat. One sunny morning, a little girl named Daisy wandered through the meadow near her cottage. She loved the smell of wildflowers and the sound of birds singing in the trees. Daisy was 7 years old and full of curiosity. She had a big imagination and always hoped something magical would happen. Today, it did. As she skipped past the old rainbow waterfall, she saw a flicker of blue light. It sparkled and shimmered behind a rock. Daisy leaned in and picked up a shiny, glowing scale. Just then, she heard a tiny voice behind her say, excuse me, that's mine." She spun around and gasped. Standing in the grass was a baby dragon. He had sky blue scales, golden eyes, and wings that shimmered in the sun. "I'm Dibble," the dragon said, "and I lost my dream." "Your dream?" Daisy asked. Dibble nodded sadly. "All dragons have dream bubbles. Mine floated away into the dream realm by mistake. Without it, I can't grow." Daisy thought for a moment, then smiled. "Let's go find it." But before they could go far, a glowing stone arch appeared in the air. On it was a riddle carved in swirling letters. Riddle of the day, letter D. "I'm not a door, but I open wide to dreamers bold who step inside. I'm shaped like a loop, no corners at all. What letter am I that starts it all?" Daisy giggled. "That's the letter D." With a flash of light, the arch opened. Inside was a dream realm filled with floating clouds, sparkling stars, and rivers made of glowing light. They walked across a soft cloud path, following the trail of sparkles left behind by Dibble's dream. They passed dancing trees, singing flowers, and giggling moon moths. Finally, they spotted the dream bubble floating high in the branches of a sleeping moon tree. Dibble flapped his wings but couldn't reach it. "I can't do it," he said, almost in tears. "You can," Daisy said gently. "Just believe in yourself." Dibble closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and leaped. His wings fluttered, then caught the wind and he flew. He snatched the dream bubble gently in his claws and floated down. As it touched his chest, it glowed, then sank into his heart. A soft hum filled the air. He had his dream back. As the stars twinkled above, Daisy whispered, "See, you were braver than you knew." The dream realm slowly faded around them, and they found themselves back at the waterfall. Dibble smiled. "Thank you for helping me believe." Daisy waved as he flew away into the sky, leaving a trail of sparkles behind. Ellie was a little girl who loved exploring. She wore an emerald green jacket and bright blue boots. One day, while picking elderberries behind her house, she saw something glowing under a bush. "What's that?" Ellie said, curious. She reached down and found a large, shiny egg. It sparkled like it had stars inside. Next to it was a small envelope with a note inside. Ellie opened it and read, "To the one who finds this enchanted egg, it holds a wish. It holds a song, but only kindness makes it strong." Ellie blinked. "A magic egg? That's exciting." She ran to the tallest elm tree in the valley where Egbert the eagle lived. "Egbert, I found a glowing egg." Egbert looked at the egg. "That's an enchanted egg. It will only hatch if you fill it with good deeds and kindness." Ellie nodded. "Then I know what to do." That day, Ellie gave an extra sandwich to a hungry squirrel. She helped an elderly elephant carry flowers to her garden. She even gave encouragement to a shy hedgehog who was too nervous to dance. Each time she did something kind, the egg glowed brighter. That night, the egg wiggled in her hands. "It's moving!" Ellie shouted. Crack, crack, crack. The egg opened slowly, and out came a tiny, glowing creature with sparkly feathers and wings like a butterfly. "You did it, Ellie," the creature said. "Your kindness brought me to life." Ellie smiled. "You're the enchantment inside the egg." The magical creature flew onto Ellie's shoulder. "Let's go spread more kindness." And from that day on, Ellie and her new friend explored the world together, making it brighter wherever they went. Felicity was a cheerful fox with fluffy orange fur and bright blue eyes. She lived in a cozy forest filled with flowers, ferns, and fluttering butterflies. One fine morning, Felicity found a faded map hidden under a fern. It had a big red F at the top and a path leading to something called the Feather Fountain. "What's a feather fountain?" she wondered. "Let's find out." She packed a fruit snack, a flask of fresh water, and followed the trail. Along the way, she met a frog wearing fancy glasses, stuck on a fallen log. "I'll help you," Felicity said, flipping the log with a firm push. A falcon flying frantically in circles. "I lost my feather crown," it cried. Felicity helped him search until they found it stuck in a field of flowers. Each time she helped, the map sparkled a little brighter. Finally, she reached a clearing. In the center stood the feather fountain, glowing with golden feathers floating all around it. A sign read, "Only the friendliest may make a wish." Felicity stepped forward, closed her eyes, and whispered, "I wish for fun and friendship to fill this forest forever." The fountain sparkled, feathers swirled around her, and a small fairy appeared, smiling. "Felicity, your wish has already come true because of your friendly heart." From that day on, the forest buzzed with fun, laughter, and feather-filled adventures. And Felicity, she became known as the forest's fearless friend. Gavin was a goat with gray fur, gentle eyes, and a giggly grin. He lived in a green valley at the edge of the Garden of Giggles, a magical place said to grow the happiest flowers in the world. But lately, the garden had gone quiet. The giggles were gone. The geraniums, gladiolus, and grapes drooped sadly in the ground. Gavin wanted to help. He grabbed his goggles, put on his gardening gloves, and galloped to the garden gate. Just as he reached it, he spotted a glowing sign that read, "To grow the giggles, give your greatest gift." Gavin gulped. "What gift do I have?" He wandered through the garden, where he met a grasshopper groaning with a bellyache. Gavin gave her a grape and made her giggle. A grumpy gopher guarding his golden gumballs. Gavin shared a joke, and soon the gopher giggled too. A gentle giraffe tangled in grapevines. Gavin helped him get free, and the giraffe giggled gratefully. With each giggle, the garden began to glow again. Flowers perked up, vines untangled, and giggling echoes filled the air. Suddenly, The ground glowed gold, and the giant green gate opened. Behind it stood the giggling gnome, wearing a glittery gown and glasses. You gave your greatest gift, Gavin, she smiled. Your gift is joy. The gnome clapped, and the garden bloomed brighter than ever. Gavin was crowned guardian of the Garden of Giggles, and from that day on, anytime someone needed a smile, they'd go see Gavin the goat with the giggliest heart of all.